कबीर सुनो भाई साधो, कहत कबीर सुनो भाई साधो, अरे कहत कबीर सुनो भाई साधो, कहत कबीर सुनो भाई साधो। साहब मिले सबूरी में, अरे साहब मिले सबूरी में, मन लागो यार फकीरी में, मन लागो।
आपकी बातों से ऐसा लगता है कि जैसे इस दुनिया के पीछे जो उद्देश्य है वो जॉय और फन, दो चीज़ है। और जॉय साइलेंस से आ रहा है, तो साइलेंट तो ये होने से पहले भी रहा होगा क्योंकि वो तो ऑलरेडी, तो फिर ये सब बनाने के पीछे क्या उद्देश्य रहा? जॉय तो ऑलरेडी था क्योंकि साइलेंस था, तो ये सब जो बना इसके पीछे क्या उद्देश्य, ये क्यों किया?
The question here for those who do not comprehend Hindi is that if joy and fun are our natural states, then why does this universe exist? Why did somebody create all this? What was he thinking? I do not know what he was thinking, but I am sure that if you go into this, you will be set thinking, and that will take away your peace. We are not here to talk of mighty things. In a way of theory, I can take this up. In fact, I have taken this up not less than 100 times previously. Not less than 5 or 10 or 20 videos addressing this would have been put up in my name on YouTube. I could recycle their contents here right now, but I don't want to do that. I want to ask you, is this question really meaningful for you? Do you live in this question? Is this question in any case, in any way related to your daily living? Life is what you do minute by minute, second by second, hour by hour. Minute by minute, do you think why did God create the earth, the universe? Minute by minute, you are taken over by questions of ambition, hope, worry, security, love, lust, achievement, fear, desperation, respectability. These are the things that really matter to us. In fact, even when we talk of God, we talk of some big entity, a fatherly figure, a respectable one, a creator, an all-powerful one. Do you see then that authority, security, respectability, bigness, this is what really matters to us. Let us rather ask questions which are very, very ordinary. I assure you that it is in the ordinary questions of one's daily life that both the problem and the solution lie. We are accustomed to talk of big things. You would rather talk of Brahmanand. When the mind is busy still figuring out why one cannot trace that missing 10 rupee note. But the question one is asking is about Brahmanand. One is still not satisfied that he negotiated well while purchasing a pajama in one of these shops. One is still wondering why that particular email didn't arrive. One is still wondering, would he get a job on going back to his city? But one won't ask these questions because they do not sound like spiritual questions. And what are spiritual questions? Spiritual questions then, by the going definition, are the ones that have nothing to do with our lives. The more hypothetical, vague, imaginary, nonsensical and useless a question is, the more spiritual it is. So ask. How long is a day in the kingdom of God? Significant question. Do you think universe is a female? Do you think the universe has earlobes? Why can't we talk about our home loan? Why can't we talk about the guy from the bank who keeps calling? Is it not stuff like this that fills up our mind? Should we rather not discuss that? And I also want to ask you that if we are settled with that kind of stuff, would we ask questions about God? If you are not afraid, would you really talk about God? When do you go to a church or a temple? If you are not greedy, would you really talk about enlightenment? If your life is not loveless, would you still talk about liberation? So don't you see why one wants liberation or enlightenment or moksha or pure consciousness? Is it not important to see that? If you are all right, just rolling on the sand here, why would you go somewhere and demand blissful experiences? You are already having a blissful experience. But it is this incapacity to roll on the sand that sends us to the great masters. And they will never say that you just go and roll on the sand. They will say, come, I will show you what witnessing is. I will demonstrate to you how to be separated from yourself so that you can watch what is going on. What is the point in watching what is going on? I would rather participate in what is going on. To hell with witnessing. We already have enough mind stuff. We already have enough theory. Why do we want any more of it? What if all the knowledge in the world gets erased? What if all the great books are burned down in a great fire? Won't you still survive? Won't you still have peace? Do you require concepts, words and definitions to have peace? What if there is nobody to talk of pure consciousness? Would your consciousness become impure? Huh? What if nobody told you there exists a God? What would happen to God? He survives on rumors. He lives by the grapevine. That kind of God we have. If nobody brought God to you, would you still have a God? No. You would have many miscellaneous things. Talk of those things. They are more real for you.
So can I ask you? मेरा सवाल भगवान के बारे में नहीं है. मेरा सवाल है कि जब हम जॉय साइलेंस से ले सकते हैं या उनको ऑलरेडी था ना, तो ये सब क्रिएट करके परेशान करने की, या हम जो सफरिंग में हैं जब तक हम सफरिंग का कारण नहीं जानेंगे तो तब तक
आप
कैसे?
किसके प्रतिनिधि बनकर बोल रहे हैं?
मेरा प्रतिनिधि.
तो हम क्यों कह रहे हैं?
अच्छा, ओके. आप हम
अपने
जगह-
तक-
हाँ,
अपने
या,
पर
ठीक है, वो हमारे वहाँ की भाषा ऐसी है. मतलब मैं आप समझ लीजिए आपको. तो मैं अपना प्रतिनिधि हूँ और मैं पूछ रहा हूँ इस सवाल को कि जब साइलेंस से जो मुझे ऑलरेडी प्राप्त था या है, तो बाकी सफरिंग ये कहाँ से आई, क्यों आई? जब तक मुझे ये नहीं पता चलेगा मैं इससे बाहर कैसे निकलूँगा, और इसकी क्या ज़रूरत थी, और
He's
ये किसने क्यों
asking
किया?
that if silence is already available,
परेशान
then
क्यों?
from where is noise coming just to trouble me?
Yes.
Noise is this question. Noise is this effort to know.
Yes, who made this rubbish? And why?
It is being made right now.
Who means me, you, or
Who is making it? You tell me who's asking the question.
I am asking.
So that is how it comes into picture.
So, but you will give the answer if you know. That's why I am asking.
Is it not obvious? Silence is there, but then you want to write a book on silence. Now you will do something with silence. Silence is there, but you want to take silence to the laboratory. Now you will create noise. The effort to do something, the effort to reach to silence is noise. What is already there, when it is tried to be obtained, that is suffering. Suffering is nothing but unnecessary action. All that is unnecessary is suffering. Not only suffering unnecessary, it is more important to see that the unnecessary is suffering.
So, with example, if you can explain. Can you give?
Were you born thinking that there is something missing in your life? Nobody is born like that, right? At least at a psychological level, every kid is complete. He may demand food, he may demand toys, but he does not demand self-worth.
Self-worth.
Self-worth. But slowly, Atma Chhavi,
Yes.
slowly he is taught that there is something wrong with him. And then he is also taught the ways to make up for what is wrong with him. First of all, it is drilled into the child that unless you attain and achieve and look in a certain way, your life will not be complete. And then he is given the roadmap, the means, the wherewithal to obtain all those things. Now what he is being encouraged to obtain is something that he never lost in the first place. But the child is hypnotized firstly to believe that he has lost something, and then he is motivated to achieve what he has never lost. And this foolish process of believing wrongly and then acting wrongly is what we call as human life. You are trying to cure a disease that you don't have. You are trying to find stuff that you never lost. That is what we call as action and satisfaction.